Hi, I'm Kathleen.
And I'm Sean.
And you're listening to the Dead Baby Bear podcast.
Dead Baby Bear. Long story. Is this podcast on?
Yay.
Podcast on. So Kathleen is thinking about opening up her marriage for financial reasons.
For financial reasons. Adam's going to be listening to this and he'll be like, actually, that's great.
That isn't a bad idea, an open concept marriage, but just for somebody to like help you out.
I honestly think that this is going to start happening more because one couple can't afford a house anymore. So why not find another couple and then you guys buy a big house and all live together? And if you want to bang, that's fine. But this isn't a sexual thing.
Yeah,
this is just a financial
thing.
thing.
Financial. Yeah, we have a joint account.
You have a joint marriage with joint accounts.
Yes, that's right.
I've talked to Lisa Baker about buying an acreage together, and she's like, "Yeah, well,
that never fucking happens." Whenever, I know, couples are like, "We're all gonna live in a fucking villa." Never
yeah, that's
happens ever.
Yeah,
I've never seen it happen. I've heard dozens of couples talk about, why don't we all move to a big old condo down
Sean,
by the river with goats and
financial
chickens?
straits have never been so tight. So I think you're going to start seeing it more. Like, look at like families from overseas and stuff. They all live together. They're like you're thinking about
fine.
White people, like their parents are always sent to a home, but like there's nobody more confident than the grandmother of an Indian family because she's like, I'm living here forever. You're taking care of me.
Yeah. What are you gonna fucking? You're not going to heaven, and it's all tied to religion too, right? So it's like, even if you were like, fuck, is she a bitch? She'd be like, well, we're not getting up to fucking see the elephant in a dress. We don't get to see the elephant in the dress.
I don't know why I'm offended by that because I'm like, I'll make fun of Jesus all I want. I'm gonna make fun of Ganesh too. I
don't even know who I'm making fun of.
Religion is ridiculous.
It's all dumb as shit.
It's all dumb as shit, and
that's
you're
why
a fucking idiot if you follow it.
I do get annoyed with like the idea that like we shouldn't be shitting on Islam or something. Like,
you shit on all of the religions.
Shit. It's even just saying that sounds like, are you Islamophobic? Like,
no, I'm religiphobic.
Yeah, like
that's what I am.
All of it's nonsense.
Yeah,
as soon as we say that we can't make fun of a certain one of them, we're legitimizing it.
Yeah.
As soon as you say like, you guys probably shouldn't make fun of that, it's because it's a different culture you don't understand and you're from a privileged. It's like, I don't give a fuck. It's garbage. It's nonsense.
It's fake bullshit to make people feel superior about themselves.
Not even the OG story. Not even the OG story.
It keeps changing.
The Jews have the OG story. You're the third.
They say
You're Godfather 3. Islam is
You're Godfather 3.
Islam is Godfather 3. And we act like, you shouldn't make fun of Godfather 3.
Does that mean
that was the dumbest Godfather?
Does that mean Winona Ryder was supposed to be in it, but she
yeah, exactly.
But then instead
Winona
Sofia
Ryder
Coppola
was supposed to be in Islam, but
instead Sofia Coppola is just standing in it like,
why did they shoot him? Yeah, like, oh boy, Sophia's not doing great.
That's totally how like. And she hasn't done anything else since that, right?
Of course not. No,
they were like, oh
it.
my God.
That was it.
You can direct, but you can't act.
Get her behind the camera.
She's good at directing. She's got the directing genes.
Yeah, it's kitchen rules, right? Yeah. It's restaurant rules. Get her out there or get her back here.
Yeah.
Get her out there.
Or like when
she's pretty and fun.
Yeah.
Get her out there.
Put her out there. But if she's not so pretty and she's fun to be around, put her in the kitchen.
Yeah. Let her run stuff. Let her run the numbers. She's probably good with numbers. Oh fuck, she's terrible with numbers also. That ugly chick's bad with numbers.
If you're an ugly chick with no skills, yeesh,
look out.
You're in trouble.
Good thing it's 2022.
Or no personality.
Good thing it's 2022.
Thank God. Everyone's accepted right now.
Mediocrity is okay for all genders now.
Everything. All genders.
Yeah.
All
Mediocrity
races.
used to only be acceptable for white guys. now everybody's in the boat. That's what sucks for white guys. We were the only ones that could be like, I don't really know much. And they'd be like, get over here and make money.
You guys were living so good. You were living so good.
And now it's just a busy train,
Do
the train used to just have us on it. Now it's like wall to wall. You're standing holding the pole.
Do white guys feel betrayed by woke white guys? Like, you're fucking it up even worse.
Shut the fuck up, woke white guy. Nah, I don't know. I think, you look at woke white guys as being disingenuous.
Yeah.
We don't really think they believe it.
No, they just want to get laid.
Generally, they don't. Because if you're in a car with those guys, they don't talk like that.
No.
Like the
with
woke white guy in a car driving to Grand Prairie isn't talking like his online persona.
No, because there aren't women watching.
Right.
Or people that he wants to have sex with watching.
Yeah.
Because that's what
They're
guys...
not like that in the car.
Most guys, like, that's the end game for all of them. It's not money. It's not anything. You just want, like, people to touch your penis.
Yeah.
Like,
that's... Penis touching, yeah, it's a fun penis touching game. Because Jim played it. He was in Scotland recently.
Did a Scottish girl touch your penis?
Oh, come on. There must have been
You didn't get one Scottish girl that touched your penis?
With their fucking weird
family trips. So what?
Family trips. That's where most of the fucking happens.
Yeah. What were you staying in the same hotel room as your parents?
Where's Jim?
Were you in the same hotel room as your parents? Oh, that would have been awesome if you brought a chick home.
And then Railer.
And your dad's just like,
Dad, go to the bath. Dad, I need you to go to the bathroom for 3 hours. I'm not going to the bathroom.
And if you hear the door opening, get behind the curtain and sit in the bathtub.
Hey, Dad, I ran you a nice hot bath with some wonderful Scottish bath salts. They'll make you smell like red hair. Like, oh, God. What does red hair smell like? Ugh,
ginger.
God, stringy red Scottish hair. And he was saying there was fake tans, a lot of fake tans.
Oh, that's like, I think it's spilled over from the UK because that's a look. Yeah. Like those girls love
Jersey Shore.
It's even worse than like there's a Jersey Shore version. I think it's called the Geordie Shore. I'm not kidding. I think it's, and you look at the girls on that, like you look at Jersey Shore. Okay, I get it. But these girls are literally like pale white, but they've now turned orange. They literally, and then their hair is all. And this is not like back, like they're still doing this Jersey Shore thing. It's crazy. It's nuts. Sometimes like I'll be on TikTok and there'll be like a girl and it's always like this girl with like a missing front teeth and she's like just not attractive at all. Like she's overdone it. So she looks really unattractive. And then she does a thing and the beat drops and she looks fucking like a brand new person because she knows how to do her makeup.
They look like exactly like a people would look. Like all those like Scottish, English, Irish, they all look like 500 years. This is what 500 years of racism looks like.
Of not letting any other colors in?
Right. This is what 500 years of fucking with racism at the front of your brain.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to fuck somebody who looks different. This is now what you look like.
Yeah.
Hideous.
Well, and the world is like, it's interesting how much the look of people is changing because like racism isn't as big anymore. Like you can have an interracial relationship and it's not as scary. Like I was reading an article that says the way a human looks in like
interracial abortions 30, are illegal. Wouldn't that be funny if they broke down abortions by race?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I don't. I
wouldn't be surprised.
Roe v. Wade, I don't know. I just don't believe in interracial abortion. You did it, keep it.
It's literally chaos down there right now. I can't even it's insanity. Like I saw this Republican woman, like politician, screaming at protesters, calling them murderers, and then she's like, "I'm a murderer too. I had an abortion." I'm like, "So you had? And what is wrong with like?"
I'll never regret. I'll always regret it.
The thing that bothers me the most about all this abortion shit is, Jesus. I'm like, listen, not everyone believes in your fucking Jesus. You got to get over the fact.
That's what I mean about making fun of all religions. Like all of it.
Like
it's dumb.
Politics should have zero religion in it because like nothing. Like it's fucking ridiculous that like all these people like God this. And then also, if I'm using your God logic, maybe abortion is God's will. Do you think abortion would exist if it wasn't for God?
If you just take religion out of it, and then we can say like, well, life is precious. Like we can have that argument, but I mean, then mold is precious.
Yeah.
Then bacteria, the shit in the inside of your fridge, that's precious. Like, when does the preciousness fucking stop?
Well, and also, you know what? I feel like they should just double tax the pro-life people.
We need to start looking at babies the same way we look at like the corner of your basement while you're renovating,
yeah.
And then you see like this mold wall, and you're like, "Oh fuck, there's got to be a crack." Fuck! Look at all that human life in there. Like we need to start looking at human life that way.
Everywhere.
There are too many of us. We're not fighting enough wars. Yeah. We used to kill each other all the fucking time for fun.
There's too many of us.
There's way too many of us.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane
how many of us. And it's so funny. I saw like a guy post that, that I'm not against abortion. I'm just against, and they name a bunch of girls in different situations. So I saw a man post it, and then I was reading through the comments, and every single man that was against abortion, you go to their profile, they have 7 fucking kids. They're standing there. Yeah. Look at how many kids my and his wife is just sitting there like, oh my God. And it's like, no, you like have this thing that you think you personally should be procreating like fucking crazy, when literally you should have 2 children, and once you go over 2, you get fucking triple tax. You don't get child credits. Stop encouraging people to fucking procreate.
And I say this as like a needle dodger. Like I almost got aborted I put a fucking.
Yeah, you almost got a.
I know. I put a tennis ball in the end of the Dyson.
Yeah.
You know that I saw that I saw it come in. It came in at me, and I was like, "Whoa, look out!" So I almost got aborted.
Yeah.
But would it have mattered if I was? No.
No, you just wouldn't have existed,
whatever,
and you wouldn't have felt it.
Yeah, it's fine.
You wouldn't have been like,
no, Sean wasn't here.
But now what's going to happen is if it's illegal, women will still try and get them. There are still people that are just like, a baby would ruin their life.
Now you got to like drive to get it. That's the worst part.
You got to drive to get it.
You got to get in a bus to get it.
Well, before Roe vs. Wade, women used to go to back alleys and they would shove. I know the
or front alleys. Some front alleys. Some of these alleys
for the richer girls. For the
I like
richer
how we always say
girls.
back alley. Like, would you rather be in the front of the store? You'd rather be like, let's go to the front of the daycare and perform this abortion.
Yeah.
Like the back alley is where you're going, not because it's scuzzier and more disgusting than the front alley. It's just a little privacy while I'm having a fetus fucking. While I'm stopping a heart over here.
Coat hangers are gonna go up in sales. Like
maybe
seriously.
Not only the fucking ones you can do the door with.
I
always just you can stick them in the door and lift up and unlock your car if you've locked the keys in.
That doesn't work anymore though because all the cars.
I think that's the same thing you do with fetuses. When I imagine an abortion, when I picture a back alley abortion, I picture like
just
somebody
with their tongue hanging out, like.
Like I picture them having they have it unfurled, right? They just have one wire thing, and then they put it up next to her pelvis and try to measure it out a little bit, and then curve it just like she's curved. And then they stick it in, and then they go down until they find it, and then they unlock the fetus.
Oh my god!
And then you can open her pussy, then walk right in. That's what I think happens.
Walk right in.
Sure.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding about that.
Oh my god. Let's start then. If we can't do abortion, let's start regulating your dicks.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's start giving vasectomies at puberty. And then once you've proven that you can financially afford a child, mentally afford have a kid, then we'll reverse it. And if it works, it works. If not, Jesus didn't want you to have them.
And I mean, the great irony of it is that the people that they don't want to have kids are going to be the ones having the most kids.
I know, it's Idiocracy.
Like all the poor people.
Idiocracy is what we're living right now.
The poorest people
will have kids.
Yeah, and anybody with the means will just be able to get one easily.
Yeah. Do religious people do fertility treatments? Because that seems to me like God doesn't want you to have children. There's a reason why you can't naturally have children.
I think IVF was in the Bible.
Oh, yes, it was probably. I guarantee you there's so many religious people that do IVF. I guarantee you there's so many religious women that don't do a natural childbirth. Yeah. Like, stop telling me.
That's what's great when your relationship with God is personal.
Yes.
So you can be like,
pick and choose.
Are you okay with this, Jesus? Send me a sign. And then, ooh, that water got warmer. Oh, that water normally doesn't get warmer when I have my hands under it in the kitchen sink like that. Thank you, Christ, for allowing me to abort. You know what I mean? Like when you're just looking for any fucking sign to allow you to do the thing you want to do. Yeah. It's like the universe bullshit. It's always what you want to fucking hear. Yeah. It's always what you want. It's never like, don't do it. Like no one's ever given you bad news.
It's like there's that TV show where they trialed by jury or something, and there's a comic in Vancouver that did it. So what they do is they do their dream. So his dream was doing stand-up comedy, and they have these people, 20 people or whatever, how many in a jury, follow him around for that week, watching him do his dream. And then at the end of it, they tell him whether he should continue his dream or not. And at the end of this episode, they all said, you need to get in. This will not work for you.
You need to stop doing your dream.
And then what does he say? Well, I don't care what you think. I'm going to continue. Well, then what the fuck are you doing?
I didn't. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing something like that, you're thinking like, well, they're going to watch me and be like, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Like, those people are usually delusional. They don't think 20 people are going to watch them do it and think they suck.
Yeah.
I think 20 people are going to watch them and be like, I have never seen such natural charisma.
You've
got that X factor, that certain je ne sais quoi.
You know, it'd be a fun show. Why don't we do a show, like a weekly show, like a mic, where the audience gets to vote if the comic that just went up can have another spot in the next month. Mm-hmm. And if they don't get voted in, then they can't have a spot for 6 months.
Yeah, sometimes democracy's horrifying. Sometimes democracy's really hard to deal with.
I want to start a show like that because I feel like I'm being so mean that I'm just like, nobody is getting better because there's no need to, because there's so many mics and there's you don't wait 2 weeks for a spot. You might wait a couple days, but like there's so many shows out there, anybody can jump on. So nobody's progressing. Like they're not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Even myself, I don't progress because it's too fucking easy.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There aren't any sort of like, you got to grind for that spot.
Yeah, there's no stakes anymore.
Yeah, or you didn't have a good set, you're out.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, even back then it was like there was a crowd. So like you do the Young Guns at Yuck Yucks.
Yeah.
And you had to be like better than your average amateur to get on Young Guns.
Yeah.
But there was a crowd there for Young Guns. There were like 175 people
because the show was good.
And now there's no stakes because there's no crowds.
There are some shows that have crowds,
everybody's just scrambling.
But they have crowds at the start, and then the crowds dwindle because it's like, oh, this is a never-ending marathon of people trying to do stand-up comedy, and it's the same thing every time I see them.
And it's awkward to leave.
Yeah.
Like it feels awkward. I can't just get up and leave in the middle of somebody's set. Like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Then you're judged by who you left on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he left when the guy in the wheelchair was on. That was really sad.
Yeah.
Sean got right out. Like as soon as this guy, he wheels himself out, and he begins to speak, and Sean up he gets and off he goes. So
that's just because Sean doesn't like people in wheelchairs.
He is. That's the kind of human he is. So I can see an audience member being like, that was garbage.
Yeah. But I have to be supportive because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
But comedians are usually trying to build like a cult of influence. They're usually trying to build a sphere of influence.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, I got my show and anybody can get on because then people are coming and I'm the boss of all the people. And
yeah. And people are always messaging me because they want to be part of my thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a special fun thing. I can get on the most other shows because I give the most spots to other people.
Yeah. But that's how
the only people that suffer is the audience.
The audiences are suffering.
Great. I win. The other comedians win. The venue that gets to sell more booze wins. Only the audience loses.
Some of the lineups where people are getting paid to do comedy, I'm like, this is insanity.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been
the
paid,
poor audience.
I've been paid to do comedy where people at the end must have been like, I can't fucking believe that cost
But
money.
you have a good track record and you are a consistently funny person. Yeah, you can have a bad show once in a while. It's okay.
It's okay.
But it's like
you're allowed to.
But it's like, everybody is just like, just throw them on there for half an hour and watch them struggle.
So what have you been doing a lot? Because we haven't done one in.
No, we did 2 weeks.
2 weeks or something. I don't know.
What happened?
Sometimes I feel like Jim's like our dad, our podcast dad.
Yeah.
My podcast son.
Your podcast son.
Because my dad my dad is blind, right? And he's at home, and he thinks that his house is nicely renovated. It isn't, but you just go along with it. Yeah. No, it still looks good. Like that wall is still, yeah. And like my car's still running good. Running like his car is rusted out and looks like shit, and nobody can drive it. And I feel like that's the same thing with the podcast where we're like, is anybody
listening?
People are listening, right? And Jim's like, oh, yeah. But like nobody. There's like fucking 10 people. He would never tell us.
Yeah, nobody was like, hey, where are you guys? Nobody was like, where? You haven't had a podcast in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. And now he's pretending that people cared when we were gone.
Yeah.
He had to turn off. See, these are the fucking lies he tells his old pod dad. So I feel better about it. Like, oh, you guys let's keep doing it. There's no real reason to, but fuck it.
It's fine.
I don't even post them anymore.
He doesn't even post them.
Really? Well, that's good. This is just a material generator.
That's hilarious. Actually, the last 10 never went out.
That just also shows you that we don't even pay attention either. Like, we're just like, we go tape it. I don't know. Did it go up? Sure.
The only time I ever listened to one was there was the windy episode.
Oh yeah, because you wanted to check the complaints.
Very windy.
Yeah.
This one's too windy. Like that's when you know your podcast rocks. I couldn't listen to it because of the wind. Like okay.
I've had a few sound complaints, and I'm like, whenever they message me about it, I'm like, well, I'll talk to Jim because I don't know anything about how anything works. I just sit there and talk and hope that it works.
He's got a VR too.
What's a VR?
Did you just get that
reality.
Oh, did you?
Does it make you like fall over for real? Like I've seen people run into walls and like.
You can run into a wall for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely. Like if you don't stay in like the zone you're supposed to stay in, you can punch a wall.
Oh wow.
Yeah, can you do sex on it yet?
Can you do?
You can't fuck on it yet.
He's like, I've only tried jerking off.
That's the thing. Everyone asks, like, oh, have you tried to put it's like it's linked to your Facebook account.
Is there porn on this?
There is virtual reality.
You can do virtual reality porn.
But like, you can just be looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got to be like virtual brothels and shit like that.
Hey, maybe that's something for unskilled ugly girls to do. They can be a virtual reality porn person where they actually do the porn act, but you watch.
And you're like, fuck, is she good? You're like, man, that was well written.
Hey, nobody can suck a dick better than an average looking girl. It's true. But pretty girls they can't.
And I don't think there's a rule like that for guys. I don't think like,
pretty girls are like new comedians that get on a show every single day.
And unfortunately, girls don't really, I don't know if girls get the benefit of that. I don't think it's like uglier guys eat better puss. Like, I don't think that there's that rep.
No, I don't think there is.
Ugly guys don't have that rep.
I've heard ugly guys try to make that rep. I've heard ugly guys be like, oh, well, you should get a nerd to eat your pussy because we're grateful to be doing it. I'm like, yeah, being grateful doesn't make you good at it.
Yeah, I like
being grateful.
Thank you for allowing me to be down here. I appreciate your openness. Like, oh God, like this is amongst getting Star Wars sheets wet. I'm soaking Spider-Man's face.
Oh my God,
that's gross.
Oh my
when
God,
Spidey's soaked with Kathleen's
fucking on cartoon sheets. Oh my God, that would be horrifying.
That would be kind of.
I don't know what's worse. Cartoon sheets are walking in and finding the mattress on the floor. Like I hate that when you go home with a dude and it's once I went home with this guy in Vancouver, his mattress was on the floor, and it wasn't just that. No sheet. No pillow, nothing, just bare everything. And it was a twin. And I literally was like, I left. I was like, well, because what am I going to do? Sleep on a twin bed with you?
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry.
And the pillow. Think about the pillows.
Yeah. And also, like, girls are looking for somebody financially stable. that doesn't scream financially stable.
He doesn't even have it centered. That's what would throw me off. It's like that mattress.
No sheets.
That mattress isn't centered. That's what would throw me off if I was a girl. I'd be like, it should be right under your window. That window is centered in the mattress. Why do you have it in the corner? Why do you have a corner mat? Like any man with like a corner.
Oh, they're always in the corner.
It's always a corner. Why the fuck are they up with?
What's
up with guys who are like, I don't have money for a frame and I'm going to do everything else wrong. Yeah. I'm going to have it in a corner so that garbage can only go one way.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is. It's like when you give me if you give me a two-way garbage option, look out. This room's a disaster.
Oh my God.
But if it's in the corner, I've got one garbage route. And then it's in my walking route, and I'm cleaning it up more often. And the worst part is you probably were there, and you're like, I have to go to the ladies' room. And then he frantically cleaned it. Oh, like that was the best version of that room that you could have seen.
Oh, do you want to see some disgusting bathrooms? Go on a Tinder tour, because seriously, some of them, like some bachelors have some disgusting, and it's always like if it's that dirty, I'm like, oh, you never get laid. I'm an idiot. What am I doing here? Nobody will fuck you, but I will. What's wrong with me? You're
exactly right.
That's because if it's
you walk into a guy's house and you know right away this guy never fucks.
Yeah, if he's somewhat fuckable, he'll have a nice. Like, look, Jim's got a nice place. He could bring a girl back here anytime, and she'd be like, "Oh,
he could pound them over here."
Yeah,
right in the corner.
But if you go back and his apartment there's no sheets. The bathroom is like the garbage is piled up with tissue. It's just
The best way to just like wet dust. Yeah,
that's what I mean. Fur. Yeah, exactly. Wet dust.
Wet, dusty fur.
Oh.
And you're like, and he tried in some spots, but didn't get all of it. And you're like, how could you? That attention to detail? I'm not letting you eat my pussy. With that attention to detail.
Yeah, that's happened to me
when you're just like, I'm going to get an inch. I'm going to clean all that fuzzy, wet dust.
It's not even attention to detail. It's the fact that he doesn't clean because nobody ever comes back with him. So he's like, what's the point of me cleaning? Like, girls aren't going to come back. And then he just gets lucky one night. And a dumb Kathleen goes back and is like, what am I doing? This guy's a hoarder.
But that's... but you should be... Like, that guy should be like, this is my big chance. I don't get a chance to clean up my place. Like, how are you that fucking weird?
That's what I'm saying is like he probably goes on dates and girls never. So he's finally like, I'm not cleaning anything. There's no point. They never come back. And then the one time a girl comes back and it's just disgusting. And it's just like, well, I guess she needs to know I live like this.
I guess she needs to know right away.
If she's that interested in me or if she's that desperate.
I might get you pregnant. I have very strong semen. The only thing strong about me is my semen count.
Yeah, I do not miss being single. Holy moly. I know some people are like, oh, I miss being single when they're like in relationships because I feel so free. I'm like, no, I do not miss meeting new people. I do not miss going through that shit. No,
and
I do not miss it.
Sperm count's not really a big seller anymore on dating sites, is it?
Like
guys with really high sperm counts.
No.
You never really see that
when
on any
was that
profile.
ever a selling point?
I don't know, probably back in the 40s.
Yeah, when it was like, let's have a family of thousands.
I have the highest sperm count of any man in this farming community.
I'm very virile. They call me virile.
Probably. Well, he's got quite a high sperm count.
You never hear that word anymore, so you're right. That never matters anymore.
Just now the science is there, like we can know, and it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, we don't care.
Back in the day when it mattered in the 1930s or whatever the fuck, if you lived in a small farming community.
And you needed people to work on your farm.
Somebody who could just fuck and get somebody pregnant immediately and then get back out and start working again.
Like a bull, like a literal bull.
Like a little... And then all their children turn out just like them.
Yeah.
You know, like they just, I don't know how, but they just bypass the girl entirely.
Oh, they're full because they're virile.
Because they're virility. That's right.
If they're virile, their sperm is just
there.
like 100%
I live on my own. I have a corner mattress. It's a twin. It's not centered under the window in my bathroom.
But I can get you pregnant by looking at you.
But I can get you pregnant immediately. You fucked me. You're basically pregnant. Oh, great. That's fun. I hope so.
That's good because abortions aren't legal and they never were yet. So it doesn't matter.
No, we just lost our constitutional protections. And yeah, it'll just be like getting on the abortion bus. It'll be like maybe girls can turn it into a fucking party. You know, I'd like to see girls do that where they're like, abortion bus, like, fuck you, Tennessee. And then it's like 350 chicks going to get an abortion in New York.
Yeah.
They're like, eat shit. And they're like, oh my God, all the babies.
I wonder if it's going to be easier
beautiful babies on that bus are dying. So now they just instead of spreading it out where it's like, all right, you got like a bus coming in.
Of dead babies.
Yeah, a bus coming in from Tennessee,
a bunch
Arkansas,
of fetuses that aren't going to leave
Michigan.
this building.
Yeah, they're all coming in and they're just going to do it together. One big group abortion.
Weird shit is going to start happening if you start to regulate and make it difficult to do things that humans truly want to do. Like, there are women that it would destroy their life if they got pregnant.
Well, there's an abortion pill now. I didn't know that.
The Plan B?
No, not even Plan B. There's an actual abortion pill.
Oh, my God.
And so a lot of these abortions now, I guess... I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I just read something about
men to take this shit.
That's what they're trying to make illegal is the abortion pill because that's what they think people are just going to do that.
They don't want it to be convenient for them.
Yeah, they'll just be like, okay, well, no Roe v. Wade, whatever. I'll buy the abortion pill from Europe.
I kind of understand that I understand why they would do that because I think that, yeah, if it was that easy, many women would have abortions, which actually might be a good thing. But, like... It's not easy. I love that they're like, oh, I can't believe you got an abortion. I'm like, well, it's not easy to get an abortion. It's not fun to get an abortion. No woman like grows up as a child thinking, I hope I get to have an abortion one day. Like, that's the thing. It's like you're trying to make it out like people are doing it for fun.
It's not on many bucket lists.
No.
I hope I get to go to Tahiti. I have never had an abortion, which I would like to do at some point. Before
she died doing what she always wanted to do, have an abortion.
She was always so afraid of dying during childbirth, but
it turns out the abortion
interesting twist of fate. She died on the table having an aborto.
Aborto.
That was the funniest Carrie Unger joke.
Is that the Harry Potter one?
Like,
yeah.
Imagine the Harry Potter spells during the college years. Just like aborto.
That's such a great joke.
It's so funny.
That's such a good joke.
And the funny thing is, that's how you know, like, when people are dumb, is audiences never liked it.
Yeah, because people are dumb.
They're like, oh, and it's like, that's the cutest, most fun abortion joke I've ever heard.
I wonder if it's going to start...
Aborto! Like, you just picture this kid with a wand.
He's like 5'3".
I hope that's huge. I hope the rubble behind him is huge, because otherwise he's a fucking little tiny guy.
He's a little tiny guy.
He's too small to be a hero.
But maybe that's
what cute little hero.
Well, look at Napoleon.
Kathleen towering over
it's like
Zelensky
the new Napoleon.
in a picture. Look at this little guy. He's a little hero.
Giving him a head noogie. Look at this little hero. What a good leader you are.
What's behind him? Oh my God, those are regular bricks. He's so short.
It's just, but it's funny because you never see photos of him standing next to people. But I saw a photo of him standing next to Trudeau, and Trudeau's not that tall either. I don't think he's like even 6 feet, but he was like, hi. He was like, hello.
Oh, hello, little guy. Little fun hero.
I don't think Putin can be that tall, though. How tall is Putin?
Who knows?
How tall is Vladimir Putin?
Never been asked.
Never been asked.
I'm sorry. No one's ever asked that.
Why is no? That's not what I asked. Why?
5'7".
He's 5'7", so he's a little guy too.
Little poo poo.
But like, look
Putin's
at
5'7".
Sorry, an estimated.
Estimated, yeah. 5'7". So it's probably 5'5" if you're estimating.
5'7". He's a tiny little guy. We're just getting run to the ground by these little guys.
But Zelensky's a good little guy. Like,
he's a great little guy.
He is a great little guy.
He's the Ewok that's like. He's the Ewok that just fucking. He comes in on a rope. Right when the good guy's about to get it, the Ewok comes in.
They're both 5'7". So get along, you asshole.
Think about the world that you know, just in your little world. It's always the little guys that are the problem.
Yeah,
it's always the little guys that are like, I'm a big guy. I'm actually a big guy. Like, oh, shut the fuck up.
My mom said I could be anything I wanted to be. I want to be tall.
It's like, who cares? It's just one thing. But tall is a weird thing where like there's pride in bone. Like, look at this bone. This guy's got more bones.
I guarantee.
Like, I know guys that are like, their kids are tall, and it's like a source of pride.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre. It's more of a source of pride than like academic achievement, which is ridiculous. Like, look how tall. Oh, you've grown. Look at. Well, he got it from his. It's like, why the fuck are we even talking about the length of someone's bones? Like, who gives a fuck how tall they are? But then it makes short people go like, nobody ever says anything about me. Like, Putin just grew up like, Zelensky, he's so tall. And then Vladimir's like, one day
I'll show you.
I will show everyone. I will. And then here we are. World War III. Because Vladimir Putin's brother was tall.
What was Napoleon's issue? What was he mad about? I'm not going to history.
He was a little guy too.
But what was was he a bad guy or a good guy? I know.
He was a bad guy.
And he was trying to hurt the French people?
He was trying to take over the world in much the same way that like Hitler did.
And now Putin.
Much the same way Putin. Yeah, just land grabs and taking over.
Was Hitler tall? How tall was Hitler?
How tall was
Producer
Hitler?
Jim, how tall was Please Google how tall was Hitler.
Yeah, this is going to look great in a courtroom one day. 5'9". Okay, tall for his day.
None of them over 6 feet. None of these dictators over 6 feet.
No, you're right.
I guarantee you, if you said to like Hitler, listen, if we make you 6'4", will you stop this nonsense?
Yes.
And he'd be like, yes, immediately.
Of course I would.
Immediately. Yeah. I'll stop it.
Of course I won't fucking do all
but
that
I'm pissed because I'm a little guy.
I'm 5'9". But I think 5'9" back then would have been like average height. I think there was something else wrong with him.
Really?
I'm not going to lay this totally at the doorstep of height. I don't think I'm going all the way down that drain. I like how you fucking, we were talking about the hotel in Fort McMurray that you stay in. Like,
God.
And it's a bad hotel.
It's disgusting.
Usually as a comedian, like you're doing, you're joking about the hotel being bad.
Yeah.
Or whatever, and in this case, like it actually, and you're doing a show in a casino, where it's just nonstop cash, like
nonstop
20,
cash.
20, like just 20s going into machines, and then you're doing a show, and they're like, "Yeah, we got you up at the Frosty
Inn."
What is the Frosty Prosty? It's loaded with prostitutes, and it's quite cold.
Yeah, it looks like a business
The
center.
water lines are frozen even in the summer.
It looks like an abandoned business center. There's no sign on the outside, so you just have to guess that you're walking into a hotel.
It's bad.
And then I don't know.
You say they didn't have water?
No water when we got there.
Didn't have water.
We got there at probably 3, I think, in the afternoon, and they're like, "Oh, we don't have water." And I'm like,
"Yeah, no.
Okay, great. Is that going to be a problem?"
Are you okay if you just have a couple of Brita baths?
Yeah.
What's a Brita bath?
You
look. They just take one of those coolers.
You couldn't even flush the toilet.
Oh, God.
You couldn't even flush the fucking toilet.
Wow, so you just had to shit into a handbag.
I shit on the road, not on the road, but like at a gas station. I like how you're
earlier.
Like, I'm lucky.
I can't shit in my own hotel room. I got to go to a gas station.
I'm lucky that I did before, because it would have been gross, but also I would have been like, fucking leave it then, you assholes. Yeah. But then some poor maid that works there that has nothing to do with this place, but just needs a job now, has to clean up my shit, and I feel bad.
The maid at a shitty hotel.
Oh, that would be the worst job
ever.
The
maid at a shitty hotel. That's the worst job you could possibly
I bet
have.
the turnover is quite...
Oh, staggering.
They're like, I'll go work at Superstore. I'll go get a cashier job.
It'd be like, you're obviously like, okay, I'm going to get enough experience so that I can go to Motel 6.
Yeah.
Like, why would I want to stay in this
hotel maid in general
hell?
Sounds like not a fun job. because I've seen how hotel rooms get left. Like I try my very best to do, like I will take all the towels I use and I'll put them all in the bathtub. I don't know if this is the right way to do it, but I make it look presentable. So I don't want someone coming in and be like, what kind of fucking pig stayed here?
It's either couples and then they're coming everywhere, or it's kids and they're coming everywhere. And you're like, oh, yeah.
That's another thing. Whenever I'm in a hotel, I'm like,
what do you want? What do you want? Would you rather have a sheets problem or would you rather have a carpet problem?
Yeah.
You know, like that's the only thing you need to ask yourself as a maid. You're like, who's in there? Who came out of that room? A man and a woman. Okay, that's a sheets problem. Yeah. Let's see how deep it goes.
Oh,
Let's see how deep the sheets problem goes.
I always think that when I'm in a hotel, I wonder how many people fucked in this bed.
A million.
Like one time, because remember when
very high sperm count.
Very virile people have fucked in this bed.
Most of the mattresses we've slept on have a very high sperm count.
Soaked in semen. We were at the Yuck Yucks in Calgary when it was in the Blackfoot. I think it was Carrie. I was hanging out with Carrie Unger, and I can't remember who else. Maybe Casey Corbett. It doesn't matter. But we were sitting in because in the room they would always give the comics. Like they would always give the comics that room that was like right across from the office, and it was tile, so you could hear everybody walk. It was just you'd hear everything, and they would never give you a different room unless you were like a celebrity comic, and then they'd give you a nice room. So I remember we were sitting in his room once, just like talking, and I'm sitting on the bed, and Carrie's like, "Hey, you know what? Think about how many Canadian comics have fucked in that bed." And I was like, ew, like I was just so grossed out because like I thought it just flashed through my head all the gross ones. And I'm like, it's Calgary. Even the gross ones are getting fucked here.
And then bringing a girl right back from the show to the bedroom.
Right back.
Like the great show. And then just grab him by the hand.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to 218. Pulling him into the room.
Oh, and I just was like,
between the early and the late show.
Please tell me they replace this mattress once a year, and you know they don't.
They don't. They don't even flip it.
Yeah.
They don't even flip that fucker.
No.
Comedians aren't even worth a flip.
No.
Let them keep fucking on the same side. That's
same with like
these
comedy.
Sick pigs.
Same with like comedy condos too. Like there's been a lot of.
The worst is when you're like, I better flip this mattress, and then you flip it, and you're like, this has already been flipped. The other side's worse.
It's worse on this side. Oh god.
Or usually pillows are the worst. Like I don't know. I'm bad with pillows. Where my pillows look terrible.
Like, do you have pillowcases on them?
Well, you have cases on them, but even when you remove the case, you're like, what is this in here? This is like what the this
You're
looks like
supposed
cat
to replace
piss.
your pillows like at least once a year, I think.
But why is the pillow grosser than everything else? Is it because of what's leaking out of our mouths?
Yeah, I think shit just seeps through. You're supposed to also have pillow protectors on them. Like, it's ridiculous what you have to do for your fucking pillows. But like my mom had like these goose down pillows that my granny made, and they were the best pillows ever. But like we had pillow protectors on them because she'd freak out if they got a stain on them, because she's like, we can never throw these. Are the best. They were the best fucking pillows. But like now you can just get like 2 pillows at Costco for $30.
I like it when people like don't respect the pillow, because there's like this comedian story that's a true story of. I guess I don't need to say their names, but there was one comedian who let another comedian stay at his house.
Yeah.
And the guy must have loved the pillow.
He stole it.
He stole the pillow, but he had like a road pillow, like some fucking
So he
pillow.
left his road pillow?
So he left his like, and then put it inside.
Who did this?
The
Name
case.
this person. Fucking name this person.
What the fuck is his name? He's the guy who moved to England.
Is he
always
Canadian?
talked about cats. He's like from Vancouver. He moved to England a long time ago, but he was here for quite a while. I forget his name, but anyway, I'll tell you. I'll remember it after. But yeah, and it was like, you honestly thought
Glenn Wool?
No.
Oh.
But it's like you honestly thought that the person who lived at that house was going to go to bed the next night and be like, oh, well, same case. Must be...
Was he
must
sleeping?
Have thinned right out on me.
Was he sleeping in that person's bed? And
yeah. Sleeping in their bed, like stayed over at their house.
My God.
For like a few days, and then just said, you know what I loved? That pillow I was sleeping on.
Oh,
and then put the old case in his like fucking garbage.
Ew.
You know what a road pillow looks like. It's like thin and frail.
Yes.
And
he probably stole it from a shitty hotel.
It's only good as a secondary pillow.
Yeah.
It's never your primary pillow. This is not a primary pillow.
Yeah.
You lay your head on this secondary pillow, and you're like, well, normally that was memory foam, because I think it was like a $300 like memory foam thick as shit pillow. Yeah. Just replaced it.
Oh my!
And then when he was like, hey, you didn't happen to grab my? Because how do you even ask?
Yeah.
You know, like you this is an outright theft.
Oh,
so if you're like,
God.
hey, did you didn't happen to, it's not one of those ones where you can start with like, you didn't happen to take my pillow and then leave your pillow as
by
a replacement
accident.
Inside of my pillowcase. Like,
oh my God.
So I think he kind of vaguely asked, and then he was like, no, I don't. What?
That's like eating like
I don't use pillows.
That's like eating the Mars bar out of the fridge at the hotel and then return and putting a Meteor bar in it when you leave, like a dollar store bar. Like no one will notice the difference. And it was 25 cents cheaper, so
yeah. It's like Indiana Jones where he has to like put the fake thing on and then at the same time.
I can't even imagine staying at someone's place like for free.
In their bed?
Their bed and then thinking, I'm also going to take this with me. I'm staying at Alison Dorr's place when I go to Toronto because she's going on a trip and I'm staying there watching her dog. So I'm going to go. She never listens to this, I doubt. But like I'm going to go through all her shit and I'm going to take what I want. That's crazy to me. That's insane.
And then I think I told an older comedian, Mike Wilmot, that story, and he called that person immediately.
Good.
He's
and
like,
did he shame him?
I'm fucking calling that guy right now.
And did he shame him?
I think he left a message. He was just like, you son of a bitch.
That's something like
you stole another man's pillow.
There's
like he turned it into like a real.
There's sometimes you don't need to name names. Just there's no point. But this is something that person should be shamed for. That's a horrible thing to do. Yeah. Horrible.
A pillow stealer.
Oh my God.
That's the worst thing.
And your favorite pillow?
Are you a stealer? Or like, do you have you ever stolen?
I have never. Well, I stole bronzer from Superstore once to see if I could do it, and I did it. And then I told Kendall, and then Kendall was like, "You gotta take it back. He got me all worked up, like I was gonna get in trouble. He did it just to fuck with me, but like." But like, I was like, I just wanted to know if I could do it. He goes, I can't believe you stole from Superstore. I'm like, what? They're a corporation. Who cares? He goes, you can't even go back to that one. They have you on tape. And then I was all freaked out and I never went back to that one again.
Even if you go back now, bronzer.
She stole that bronzer. She stole that $7 bronzer.
She stole that bronzer. The bronzer woman.
It was easy though. All I did was I put my purse.
How dare you come back?
I put my purse in the basket and then I just was like throwing shit in. And then I just threw the bronzer in my purse, and so then if they stopped me, I'd be like, "Oh my God, I totally didn't mean to do that," and they'd be like, "Sure, let's arrest you, bitch."
I don't know why, but we used to steal all the time.
I was terrified of my mom. There's no way I would steal and have to deal with the wrath of Wendy.
It just seemed fun. It was just kind of fun to do.
Yeah, I used to go to the corner store, and they would sell me scratchy. I think I've said this before. They'd sell me scratchy tickets, and I was like 7. I was like, can I have one of those tickets? Ready. And they're like, yeah, sure.
Do you have any major comedy shows coming up? Any major festivals?
I'm going to Toronto. And I'm doing Niagara Falls, Toronto, and then I do Hecklers in Victoria.
Boy. You're doing a run.
I'm doing a bit of a run, and then I don't want to do much more, but my tax bill says, you better work, bitch.
Yeah. That's the funniest part of being Revenue Canada. Like, how do we garnish her wages?
Yeah.
Like, you'd have to talk to Vicky at Hooters. Then you'd have to talk to little Billy. He runs the other pub. Like, you'd be the hardest person to garnish wages.
Go ahead, garnish them. It's going to take you 28 years to garnish them all. Like, I don't know.
No, they don't do that stuff. Really, they don't.
I did say that thing, like, send me to jail, but they don't do that. Like, I'd go to jail for 3 months to get rid of my tax bill. Why not?
Yeah, they're like, no, that's why we don't do it. Yeah. We want your money. We don't fucking care about your life.
Time. Yeah.
Your time and your life is irrelevant to us. Give us the fucking money.
Like, I remember when I got jury duty.
I could kill myself, and they're like, yeah, then do it. Kill yourself.
No, nobody likes jury duty, but I was so excited because, like, I was working a shitty job and I was making minimum wage. So I got $50 a day to watch a case. And I was like, let's keep this going. And there were people that were like, literally like professionals that were like, I'm losing $500 every day I'm here. I'm like, well, I'm not. And we get free lunch. So I don't know what I believe anymore. And it was so fun.
I'm not ready for a verdict.
I would do that would be so
you're again. Holding out on everybody. Oh my God. I don't know yet. And the other 11 are like, you fucking slut. I hate you.
I would do jury duty again in a heartbeat.
Watching soap operas, and then you go in like, I just don't know if he did it. Like, you saw the photographs. Him murdering her in the photographs. Like, yeah, I don't know though. That could be like a deep fake. Yeah, like I'd love to see you in a jury duty situation. Oh, I would like to be jury duty for like a murder trial.
Mine was just like an assault case. Like a guy was it was a McDonald's drive-through and somebody honked at somebody and then a guy came out and stabbed another. They were gonna fight each other and then one of the guys got stabbed.
That's so. What an awesome thing to have, an Alberta stabbing at a McDonald's. Imagine being in the like you're in the lane, like you're the other person behind. The witnesses would be hilarious. Yeah. Like, were there witnesses?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I got nuggets, so I'm waiting on my nuggets.
Listen, they parked me. I wasn't happy about being parked.
But I was in stall 2, which is okay.
And I got a fillet of fish, so I get it. But
yeah. But anyway, I look behind me in the rear view and I see a guy get out and stab. Like, why would you want to stab? Like, you're hungry. You haven't even eaten yet. Yeah. You know, you're on an empty stomach and you're stabbing in a drive-through.
Yeah.
Move. And you're like, hey, fuck you.
It was very interesting though, because they like the guy who got stabbed. You would think that he was the guy that wasn't like gonna win or something. But anyway, he was the bad guy in the end. He deserved to get stabbed.
He deserved to get stabbed.
So he's this like gigantic white guy, and the guy that stabbed him, it was actually, if this was out now, it would be a very racial case. But it was like he was an East Indian guy, and he was not big, and this guy like I think he was in front, and he was having like road rage behind him, and so he gets out of the car and comes up to threaten him, and then this guy's little, and he gets out of the car and he has a knife on him, and I think it was just an instinct, and he stabbed. He got a not guilty from us.
Really?
But the guy like turned out to be such a dick. But it's interesting because like,
did he take the stand?
Yes, you'll see these people, and I believed him at first. I'm like, oh, this poor guy, oh my god. But then you hear the other side of the story, and it's so interesting, and that's why I want to be on like a real case. But it's like I watched that show, the thing about Pam or something, the one about it's Renee Zellweger, and she plays this woman who like is insane, and turns out she murdered her best friend, but she tried to pin it on her husband. And so like this shit that they were doing, because like they can take stuff in a case and the jury will never see, like that's one of the reasons why OJ got off. There was stuff that nobody in the jury saw because they were able to argue that shouldn't be seen, that's not fair if that's seen. But I'm like, that's crazy, like everything should be seen.
Well, and the guy who did the stabbing obviously like had a decent lawyer, right?
He had a really good lawyer. Actually, he was a really good. Like I looked up the lawyer afterwards, and I was like,
if he had a shitty lawyer, it would have been like this guy he stabbed a guy.
Yeah.
He was in the drive-through and he stabbed him.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, I don't care what the other guy did. This guy stabbed him.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, should you even get out of your car? Like, if there's like, so the big white guy was behind him honking and saying move.
It was either behind him or he was in front, and the guy honked at him, and he got pissed that he got honked at, so he got out. It was late at night, like, it was like all the worst circumstances. And then they showed us photo evidence. I'd want to do a jury again so bad, but they showed us photo evidence, and like I'm an idiot because I looked and I saw a gas station in the back of the photo, and the gas was like literally like 50 cents a liter, and by this point it was almost $1 because this happened 2 years prior, but it had just jumped. And I looked at that and I was like, whoa. And then out loud, and they all were like, what? I'm like, nothing.
Look at the price of gas.
That's literally what it was. I was like, oh my God.
I was worried about the stabbing, but Kathleen was like 50 cents.
I should have been a stenographer, but now they have, I guess I think they talk into these things now. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like I'll dictate, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll be a dictator.
You'd be the worst.
I'll be a potato dick.
So do you have any comedy shows coming up?
Like this weekend, well, I'm doing the Roast of Joaquin Gage.
The Roast of Joaquin Gage.
Which is a charity event, and I love doing charity events.
Oh, you love it.
They're always like, we can only pay you this much. I'm like, well, this is my job. So this is not my charity, and I'm not a charity case.
Well, and those things are always difficult because like most of the other people would be doing it kind of for free
because
like
they're
people
rich.
Are already rich.
But yeah I had to say I'm not rich, and I know the tickets are like $200 a piece, so like paying me properly is not gonna.
But that comes out of the kids sport. That's what I want. I want 2 fewer children to experience hockey next year.
Yes,
give me my fucking money.
Yeah, 2 fewer children.
Don't get some fucking loser in St. Albert shoulder pads.
Yeah.
He can play rec league. He doesn't need to be fully protected.
Yeah, he's fine.
But sorry, honey, you couldn't get skates because Kathleen
Yeah. Because I've had charity events where they do it properly. Like I used to do one for the SPCA that I got Eugene from, and they would pay me really well. And what they would do is they'd get the bar to pay a good fee, and then they would take the door, and then the bar would get, and everybody made money. So anyway, but yeah, so I'm doing that. That'll be interesting. And then I have to leave the next morning at 5 a.m. and drive to Kelowna.
Why?
Because I have a show in Kelowna on Saturday night.
Oh my God, and you're busy again.
Just for these few weeks, and then I have not even booked anything. Like I'm going to the East Coast in September, and I just want to pay off my fucking taxes.
Yeah, now you're stressed about taxes. You need to open up your marriage.
We need to open up the marriage. We need to find a financially stable person because that's what this marriage is lacking. We have everything else. Yeah. We just don't have a financially stable.
There's a lot of love and
we need an adult.
And just give us
Adam and Kathleen need an adult in this relationship because neither of us are adults. Because
girl or boy adult.
It doesn't matter. Whoever's.
Doesn't matter.
I don't think I'd want a girl adult because I don't think I'd do well with a girl telling me maybe I don't know.
It's hard to say. Yeah.
It's hard to say, but yeah, no, we need an adult in this relationship because we're both terrible. We're like, yeah, let's go and have steak dinner and spend $300 and be
I
woo.
do the same thing. Yeah.
We're terrible with money. We both are. And we're both we encourage each other.
We have it. We spent, yeah, we
I
got
should
it.
never go shopping with Adam because he's always I'm like, does this look good? He goes, looks great. Buy it. I'm like, could you tell me to not buy something? And then I'll be like, what I really want? I'd be like, no. And I'll be like, okay. I need that once in a while, but he's just too awesome. He doesn't.
He's just I want you to get what you want.
Yes, he just wants me to be happy, even if it means it bankrupts us. Yeah. So then
then he's like, bankrupt Kathleen isn't happy.
No, bankrupt Kathleen is not happy. So I like how he has
all the responsibility. He's like, okay, I want her to be happy, and that means buying stuff. But if she keeps buying stuff and she's bankrupt, she's real sad.
Yeah.
So I gotta fucking walk this tightrope of you should get that, but maybe not the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean I can't have both?
I'm a horrible person. I don't know why he even. I know, seriously. When I got my tax talk and I found out how much I owed, and I cried hard for I was lying down and I couldn't breathe out of I was that cried. And he was just lying there, trying to. He's just I'm just gonna hang out with you. And I'm just horrible. And I don't. Whenever I'm upset,
you're such an
optimist.
No, I'm not. Well, you probably were thinking of a return. Maybe.
Never. No, I've never thought of a return. I always know I owe something.
Yeah. Okay. You just didn't think it was that much.
No. Especially in times like this. And I want to tell the government, I even was saying this over and over, I'm going to invite the government to our house and let them see how we live. It's not like I'm living like that fucking housewife. Yeah. I am living.
It'd be funny if 20 people from Revenue Canada got to come and watch you live for a week.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the week say,
they made a decision.
You don't owe that.
You owe a little bit less. Yeah. You owe less. I'm
decided.
Fine with owing. I get it. Everyone pays taxes. I get it. Mm-hmm. But the amount that came out this year, I'm just and I'm well, how'd you get that number? And it was because I had my day job. All the money I made from my day job bumped me up. If I didn't have that day job, it wouldn't have bumped me up.
So you lost money working?
Yes, I lost money working. And I honestly don't I'm not good with money. I probably waste it on stuff, but I don't even know where this money is. So I've got to get my shit together, but oh my God.
Money?
Oh my God, it's stressful.
Well, we'll get back on the podcast train because
we
Jim
make billions of dollars here.
Fucking people, he's good that way though. Because it was for a while. It was a couple hundred people listen, and then I was like, well, 175, and then he's like,
yeah.
But now you can't get a number out of him.
Yeah.
Now he's just I better not. It's okay. I better not tell you.
I was thinking of doing a TikTok where I'm listen, I'm fucked. I'm an idiot. If I'm not gonna say that number. I don't want people to know that. But if this number of people send me $1, I'll be fine. You could bail this bitch out like I'm a corporation.
You would not be the first comedian.
No, I know I wouldn't.
Down the GoFundMe
I will not do a
trail.
GoFundMe. I will not. That's when I'd rather shoot myself in the face. I will not. I'll do a GoFundMe for something real, like a tour or a special. But I'm not gonna be listen, I can't pay rent this month.
I had a tough time.
Yeah, no, I will not.
You guys are, go to Ukraine and start one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my problems are not that big. I'm a bitch and I don't like taking responsibility for my actions.
That's fun.
That's what everybody's like, though. I can just admit it.
Yeah.
That's what makes me better than most people.
Better than most.
Better than most. I'm better than most. But wait, we didn't even talk about, I don't know how much time.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, Dave Chappelle got attacked and it was fucking hilarious. You didn't see that?
I heard he got it. I didn't see it.
Well, he's standing on stage and a guy like runs at him, takes him down. Went to tackle him. Did tackle him, kind of. Took him down. Really? And then you find out later he had like a weird knife on him and stuff. And so his security took him in the back and beat
What was the guy's story? What was like?
I've heard everything from like he was trying to get attention for his grandmother's surgery to he just wanted to become a celebrity, which is like, I mean, that's like the John Hinckley thing. Like, I'm going to be a celebrity because I killed John Lennon. Mm-hmm. Like, but so the security took the guy to the back and beat the shit out of him. And anybody that was like, oh, they shouldn't have done that. I'm like, fuck you. That guy decided that he wanted to get on stage and attack another human being. And I'm sorry, but you're going to get the shit beat out of you. And I don't feel bad for you at all.
Well, that's one of those ones where it's like, I need to know what the mental illness is. There's a whole bunch of shades of gray here.
He looks like everybody nowadays, just a little bit off. Like, he doesn't like, I don't know what to... I don't like anybody anymore.
Inspired by...
No, I haven't heard that much about it. No. They haven't talked that much about why he did it or anything. But it's just
he didn't have like a political motivation. It wasn't like he was.
No. So and then Dave, of course, says it was a trans man.
Oh, was it?
Right after he said that.
Chris Rock came on stage. Was that
Will Smith? Yeah, because Chris Rock was there.
Oh my God, Chris Rock was there.
And then everyone's up in arms, like the comedians, protect the comedians. I'm like, this has happened forever. Like, I've seen like tons of like Darren Frost had a glass thrown at him at London, Ontario.
Well, imagine being a stand-up comedian like back in the say 40s, 50s, 60s where it was run by the mob.
Yeah.
And if you went off on the wrong person, you could die. Yeah. Like, I mean, those people look at what comedians go through now and they're like, please, bitch.
Protect the comedian. Like, this has always been an issue. We used to do
fucking comedy in showrooms where like some maid guy's girlfriend is screaming heckles at you and you're like, listen, bitch, shut the fuck up. And then you find out afterwards, like, that was the wrong guy's girlfriend that you, like, you're going to have to leave immediately. You'll never get booked here again. You better not show your face. Like, there are now 5 people in the world who will kill you if they see you again. But that's not his fault.
They should have given that information before he got up there. Like,
no, but I'm saying, like, we don't go through anything hard.
No.
Like, like Chris Rock is an incredibly wealthy person who got slapped in the face one time.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is a crazy rich person who got like quasi tackled one time. It doesn't fucking matter.
And Dave Chappelle's not like, oh, I feel unsafe. Like, he's not like that at all. He's like, I mean, he doesn't really. He hasn't really
Chris
even
Rock,
talked
I think, was kind of like that.
None of them have really talked because it doesn't matter. It's just the rest of us won't shut up about it.
You don't want to look like a chump.
Yeah.
It was like, yes, it really was quite traumatic. Like, think of the people that we know that have, like, made a big deal about getting hit with something, and immediately you're like, bitch.
Yeah.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, get over it.
The only thing I've heard that Chappelle has been mad about is this guy didn't get charged with a felony because he had a weapon. Yeah. So he could have like done some damage if he was even crazier. So like, and he was
don't worry, it's a fake gun, but it's a real knife. Yes.
They barely charged him. So it was like I feel like he probably was like, oh, I felt unsafe with those charges. So they were like, okay, we won't charge you then. It's just like the world is stupid. But I'm not worried about getting attacked on stage.
No.
Like, I'm not like stressed that this is setting a precedent and now audiences are going to start. Like, I'll still say shit to people. I don't care. I've pissed people off in the crowd before.
You're good at that. You're good at being not good at pissing people off, but you're good at being like, I'm just gonna say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, I'm like, I just do it. I just say whatever I want. I call people bitches.
Like, if I'm in a small town, I'm like, what do you need me to say to get out of here?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to get out of here?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm like, I got to get out of here in one piece. And Kathleen's like, 8 would be fine.
Adam is more stressed now that he's been on the road with me and seen me when I get like a little too drunk. And he's like, how have you not been murdered or like kidnapped yet? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm always fine. Always fine.
She is always fine.
And he's like, I should not see this. Like, it's like we were in Coaldale, Alberta, and like there was like all these dudes, and there was this ginger kid that came in. It's worse than actually eating it. Like, if you admit it and you're proud of it.
Yeah.
So then this guy's like, oh, I do. And I'm like, see? So then I can rail on him all night. And then we were hanging out with him after.
Look at this ass eating fuck.
Yes. And then the whole night I was calling him like poo mouth and like all this stuff. And then like we were all hanging out after.
Look at old corn teeth.
Yeah. We were all hanging out after, and I got like people just kept bringing me drinks and I just kept drinking them and I hit my blackout phase. And then Adam's like, yeah, you were like, come back to the hotel room and cuddle us. We want to be your mom and dad. Like I was being an insane person. And I'm like, this is blackout Kathleen. Mm-hmm. This is why I don't drink that much anymore, because I black out every time now. And it's probably like my medication and stuff, but it's also
it is, I'm sure, the old. Meds, yeah.
But like it's like
probably the meds.
I just don't trust myself anymore drunk, because I'm like I invited like a 20-year-old kid to come back and cuddle with me and my husband. Like I'm an insane person when I drink.
Yeah, and then he's like, what would she say if I wasn't here?
He was going to visit us in Edmonton. Adam's like, yeah, he was totally into, because he was like, okay. And then Adam's like, no. Thank God. Thank God for Adam. I think
he
God
doesn't help you financially, but he helps you in other ways.
But fuck, oh my God, I'm so lucky.
No, somebody sent you a little angel.
He like literally... I don't think I'd ever get married if I never met Adam, because nobody could put up with this for that long. Talk to my old ex-boyfriends. I don't even know how long Adam's going to last in this. Hopefully
not forever.
Forever. But
it can't be forever. I mean, maybe to give the guy a break. I mean,
I'm not that horrible.
Even murderers don't go away for life. Cut the guy loose at 60.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well. Anyway. Well, thanks for being on your own podcast.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know if we're going to have another one for a few weeks because I'm gone, but we'll see.
Oh, boy. You want to take a break?
I don't want to take a break. We can do one tomorrow.
We should take a podcast break. I'm not saying it's over. I just think...
Listen, we just need some space.
We just need some pod space.
We just need some pod space.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, thanks for doing it.
Thanks for being here.
We'll see you in a month.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.